flip man, it's the flip man, You want some money in your hand, flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.
Good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are. We're in here today, talk about this thing called land investing, land flipping. Got my guy here from Hive Mind, Daniel, and we may be joined by Anthony. He sent a text that he'll be on, so we'll see here in a second. How's it going, Dan?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good also, man. Appreciate you carving out the time on a Saturday to make this happen. So we're here just to answer you guys' questions. Hopefully we have some good ones in here. We'll evaluate a few properties also. And I forgot to pull them back up. And I only got like 3 today, so but hopefully we got some questions here to piggyback off of that. All right. So I'll go ahead and add the first one here.
Ready to go.
All right. I'm going to put it here in the private chat. Hopefully you'll see the link. And this one here is in Paragould, Arkansas. Someone posted this on the live yesterday, and I didn't have a good answer for him. I don't feel so. I thought we would use it as want to see what you thought about it.
All right.
Let me pull it up myself here.
You guys come in the house while we clean up.
All right, so it's 15 acres.
Yeah. Okay, you want to share your screen?
Yeah.
Well, nobody did that, bro. There we go.
All right, so we got 15 acres in Arkansas. We have a lot of density. 800K a few years ago. Exit what business? You know that?
I have no idea.
Asking price is 500, so they don't want to take a loss.
Yeah, it looks like he's taking a big one if he's telling the truth.
Property consists of 2 lots. The one behind it. I only see one. All right, so what I see here is you get this apartment complex right here. Easily be turned into an apartment complex because it already has precedence right here.
Okay.
So that's one thing I see right away. I don't know what the other, what it says 2 lots. I don't know what the other lot is exactly. But I do see it can turn into an apartment. That's number 1. Number 2, Trinity, Arkansas, growing college town. They want 450. That's 30,000 an acre. This is 15 acres. Let's see where we're at. We're inside of town. This one has some potential for sure. It's probably gonna have anything apartment has city sewer, so city sewers in the area,
Mm-hmm.
and then here's another apartment complex. It looks like, or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Could be a business office. It's not enough parking. It's a big building with not. I don't know. That's weird. You see how much parking the apartment has?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what this is. But yeah, this is definitely an entitlement deal in my opinion, and I would probably go with apartments. But it probably is worth it. I don't know how many. We can probably look up how many units this is.
Yeah.
Silverwood Apartments. What city is this?
Paragold.
Paragould, Arkansas. Units. Looks like it's called Silverwood. Yeah, Silverwood. Okay. Silverwood. About yeah, this one it's hard to say. Definitely there's sewer in the area. There's got to be a lot of water in the area too, which is our two main things. And then it being off a main road and has two little entry points is good. As far as what these are for, but it's definitely be used for apartments. It's just going to take a long time to entitle it.
Yeah.
Whether they give you time or not, which it sounds like they just want cash out if they were lowering the price.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody just needs to cash this person out and then do the entitlement. But it's really hard to say how many units it could get. And that there's going to be special zoning requirements for the city to tell you how many units you can get on it. But that's a general kind of basic understanding of a lot. But it's just going to be apartments.
Okay.
And somebody needs to buy it cash.
Yeah. Okay. Because I guess he reduced the price. He probably wouldn't want to.
He's not going to wait for anything.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It has opportunity, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. 74 acres.
Yeah. This is one, I think it's a house with, the 74 acres. So
I like this one.
I termed the claim to this the strategy of taking portions of land or taking a house and leveraging the price of the house as land clipping. So we'll roll with that for now.
All right. I like this one.
You want to share your screen?
Yep. Just getting set up. All right. So this is the lot specifically. We have frontage on one main road, another main road, and another main road. One thing I don't like is the dirt, but that should be fine. Next, look at where it's at. As we are in between San Antonio and Houston. But we're not far off this 95, which is good. So this is probably going to be paved. Yeah, so paved, then it goes to like a dirt right here. But the good thing is we're not far off the dirt. We're like maybe a quarter mile.
Yeah.
So it's not so bad. If this is a house? Actually, I didn't look at it yet. Okay.
Yeah, you can probably look at the listing on it and see.
Yeah, so this is some type of house / with barns.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be worth something. So this is a good one. Okay. So what I like about this is how much do they want? 1.2.
Yeah.
So 1.2 price isn't probably that good, but it might make up for it with the house. So 1.25, and they got 74 acres. It's 16,000 an acre. So the price probably isn't that good, but main thing we need to find out is what the house is, how big this house is, condition, square footage, because this house value could be 200 or it could be 400. Who knows?
Yeah. What would you do if you were going to subdivide the house off in that and sell it separately? You know, it'll be sold, or all of them will sell separately. But how much would you give them on that as far as acreage?
For
10?
the house part?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a 10-acre tract, so 74 acres.
Okay.
I would try and get 7 tracts. So
Okay.
this house tract might be 14.
Might be 14. Okay.
Or maybe 10.
Okay.
Depending on what price point it is, because you want to make the house as affordable as possible too.
Mm-hmm.
So I might make this house tract give it this little chunk right here.
Okay.
Just trying to give it like like some type of not necessarily a plunger, but I'm thinking like a piston plunger. You know, it's very narrow on the top and then it goes down. So I'd give it like more like a piston plunger type thing where it's like a top or like a top. You know, it's
now
it gives all that property and then it goes down.
Yeah. Now
over here and last here.
It does on that to the left part, closer back to the highway. Now that is a floodplain area there, that part of it. But I know you can see that little creek right there too. So
yeah, I'm not necessarily worried about the creek.
Okay.
Some people like it. Like so I have one of my sales teams right now is like, oh, is there a property with a creek or a lake on it or a pond on it? So sometimes people want that. They're looking for that if it has some type of water source. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's against it, but like maybe this is one lot, 2 lot, maybe gets this lake, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, and somewhere in here. It's probably like 4 on this side and 3 on this side.
Okay.
That's how I would do it. Let's look at comps though. So Shriner, how we close? So we're north, somewhere between Moulton and Shriner. And then we're looking at 10-acre tract. So pull this up. Shiner, Texas. Move boundary. We're looking for. Let's see about that. All right. Not much inventory out here. Well, here's a 10-acre. 22. So this got to be something different. It's got to be a house. Sold 90 in 2021, and they probably built something crazy.
Go in and reset your filters because I don't think it's pulling in anything. Go to more. And reset filters, apply. Yeah.
I knew something was up.
Yeah.
We'll get this going. All right, here we go. Deselect all. We're doing lots of land. We're doing. Let's go to 10 to 50 and see what we get. That's better though. All right, so we're somewhere in this area. All right, so get sold. There we go. Let me open up browser a little bit. All right, here's a 10-acre for 165, so that's 16 an acre. Let's search newest. All right, so this is 165. Let's zoom a little bit. So that's 16K an acre, which is what they're asking for, 16K an acre. So that's one, no margin. Second thing is you got to figure out what the house is worth. So there's definitely something there, but who knows? Here's 18, 19K an acre. Here's a 40-acre lot for 540. Old rundown house. 20-acre. I put a nice front entrance. So for 20,000 an acre. All right, so we're like there's like 15 to 20,000 acres. What it seems like is what it's going for. As far as what's on the market, here's an ugly 21-acre lot for 19,000 an acre. They're gonna have to drop that one. I already know that. 14,000 an acre for 31. But it has a house. That's crazy. This is selling. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Off flood zone. That's why it's so cheap. All right. That's off flood zone. Hence why it's on stilts. Did you notice the house on stilts?
Oh, I didn't. That damn, it must flood really well.
Yeah. So I was like, it looked kind of funky. So going through the pictures, here's your house on stilts.
Damn, it must really.
So house on stilts, and I'm like, yeah, that's weird. And then you go to the bottom last picture, it's all flood zone, like 95% flood zone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really a good comp either. But they're still asking 14 an acre, you know.
Yeah.
All right, let's zoom out a little bit. Let's see what else we get. Okay. 18-acre. This is just 2 acres more to be a good price. It would be all right. Not too bad. There's another one next to it. Okay, same thing. Yeah, so it's probably worth 15 to 20 an acre, give or take. So just off of that math, we need to be 7 to 10K an acre. The one thing that gives this one grace is the house. I don't know how much the house is worth. It could be 200, could be 300, who knows? So we really need to understand the value of the house to kind of make a solid offer, since there is a house and barns coming with this property.
Mm-hmm.
And generally we would have to do the math. So if we have like 60 acres going for 15K an acre, hypothetically, that is $900,000 of value.
Yeah.
And then if the house is 350, it's full price, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So this one looks like it's priced right, but you never know if you can get cash seller finance.
Yeah.
But that's my 2 cents on this one.
Okay.
Is it listed?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's listed. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 5-bed, 3-bath. See that? Let's see what it says there. "74 acres, 50 acres of pasture." They originally listed for 1.4 in 2022, and those numbers are gone, done for. I'm trying to find out was the house when the house is built.
For this one here.
Yeah.
Oh, it should.
There it is.
Yeah, it should be right there. Yeah.
Built in 1961.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so somebody mentioned to me recently is your views per day.
Mm-hmm.
So views per day in this rural area, this probably isn't bad. So it seems like it's priced right. It's just if you can get this thing seller financed or a little bit lower cash, it'd be worth it. But it's just a little. Looks like they priced it really well.
Mm-hmm.
So the only arbitrage you can get is through seller financing,
yeah,
or through cash.
Okay. What would you need to? What would the house have to be worth to make it for it to make sense, or to discount off the price?
Generally, we're looking for 60 cents in the dollar for cash, give or take 50 to 60 cents in the dollar.
Mm-hmm.
And then for seller financing, we could pay full price. We just need 0 to low interest.
Okay.
So, like, let's say hypothetically it's worth $1 million. We'd, for easy math, we try and get it for 600 cash,
Mm-hmm.
which is probably a lot lower than they'll like it. And then, like, I can do the 1.2 seller finance, but I'm gonna have to get like low interest because I would essentially wrap it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's my 2 cents on that one. It seems like it's fairly priced though. That's probably is what it's worth, but there's no buyers for it. So
Yeah.
they have to do something creative to sell it. So that's where you come in, you put on your expertise hat and hey, I can move this, but you're gonna have to give me my price or your terms.
Okay. All right.
My terms price.
Okay.
All right, 7 acres.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get this one. 67 acres for 49 in Runge, Texas. All right, I'll share my screen here in a moment.
Good.
All right. All right, let me share screen. All right, so 67 acres for 49. Let's do some math here. 49 divided by 67. So they're asking 7,300 an acre. Looks like this could be a paved road. Yeah, it's going to be a paved road. But then we have frontage. Oh, it's not. That's like a gravel road. Okay. So we always have the frontage of this, which is fine. Probably not bad. You're probably going to get 12 to 15 acre tracts, which isn't bad. See where we're at. So we are middle of nowhere. Southeast Runge. Okay. But we're off of FM Road, which is good. FM Road means you're gravel. 67 acres. Depending on the speed limit, we might be able to get probably four lots off of this, which ought to put us about 15 acres each, give or take, is my guess. Now we're at 7,300 an acre, so let's look at what this stuff is going for. Runge, Texas. Let's see if we get any sold. All right, 14 acre tract. That's gonna be a good comp. Sold for 249. So that is 249 divided by 14 is 17 an acre. That is a good comp. Let's see if the rest verify that. And here's one for 10. So we're at 10 to 17 an acre. Let's see what this one goes for. 25. Okay. We're getting interesting comps here. $700. Put this at a house. $25 for, doesn't say. 26. Somebody got a really good deal on some land. All right, let's see what this for sale is. So the main thing with this too is you want to undercut the market as part of the whole plan. So land doesn't move, so you want to make sure you're
Mm-hmm.
the market. So here's one super ugly for 8,000 an acre, which is what they're asking for on our listing. Here's another one super ugly, thin and narrow, 9,000 an acre. So it seems like the ugly stuff is going for 7,000 to 8,000. Here's another ugly one for 9,500, thin and narrow. The comps say something different. This is why this is kind of funky. The comps say it's worth 10 to 20, and then the listings say it's worth 9. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's weird on this one. This one we'd probably run ghost ads, just trying to figure out what the actual price point is to see where we get feedback on it. Because this one's a little funky. I will tell you that. These buildings are rocks. Looks like some type of rocks, maybe. This could be a house, maybe. It's hard to say. This one has some potential. The price could be good. It's this one's a little harder. Looks like you got oil. Let's see if there's any pipelines. FEMA. Oh, look at that. So you got pipelines running up the side and up the front, across the front. So we got oil. Interesting. Yeah, this one has some potential. I would have to do ghost stats or have someone on the team do ghost stats to kind of figure out what it's going for. We have some comments that maybe we should address.
Yeah.
While everybody's here.
All right. Last podcast played a great job. Company made so much sense. Well, Jake says prop stream what the monthly price. It's a wealth of information. If you want information at your fingertip, there are a lot of tools out there. Some of them I'm definitely an affiliate, but made me a lot of money over the years, so take that however you want.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got? It said, what package should I get as a beginner real estate or land investor? I'm not sure what he means by that. I think they only have one. It's referring to prop stream. Now you're talking about land. For me, it seemed like I have to use multiple tools for that, like building list, the land portal, which I have a ticker down at the bottom to access that, but just research on land. For me, land ID is better, for it's just more user friendly currently. So, then we got someone. I think they tried to put an address in here, but
I tried to pull it up. It's not coming up.
Yeah, and sometimes YouTube won't let you put the actual numbers in there. I don't know if he's trying to say 2331, but you say you can't pull it up. So
yeah, I try to pull it up using that information, but it's not coming.
Okay. He's saying it had an abandoned house on the land also, but we can't pull it up though, man. He said, Jacob, if I find a deal, would you be interested in partnership if the numbers are good? We will be fools not to be interested. Most definitely.
Absolutely.
That money just fell out of the sky. Just to piggyback on, I pulled those properties. Those were sent to me. Those are the ones I picked out.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever whenever we determine the value of the house, if it's a listed property, how would you pitch that to an agent to do a deal like that? Well, let me back up. If we just wanted the land on a listed property, right, and say, well, what would it, if this owner would consider it, how would you pitch that to an agent? Like that one we just looked up. Say the house was more. Well, it doesn't matter where it is because you can always subdivide it off. How would you pitch that if you say we just want the land, and you all can sell the house separately?
I would try and pick it all up and negotiate everything with it, because most of the time these sellers, they have a problem and they want to liquidate everything. So if you cut it up and just buy the land, you're extending their process.
Okay.
So you want to buy it all together because there's inherent value with the house. So we picked up a deal, 100 acres, and they essentially, when you buy big enough land, sometimes they don't even count the value of the house for anything. So we bought 100 acres for 10,000 acre for $1 million. That's what we got under contract for. Now, when we cut it up, we're selling the house with 10 acres. I think we're selling it for like 250 or 300,000. That's a third or a quarter of the property, just by doing the house in 10 acres. So I wouldn't like cut it off and do it separately unless they're really adamant about it. I'll try and pick it all up, and then you separate it and you create that value by separating it with the house. But I wouldn't try and cut it off unless it was a major point of contention with the seller. I would try and pick it all up, because one thing is, if you buy big land, you're going to get houses on it, and they're not going to count any value on it. You can buy 300 acres with, like, we bought 300 acres last year and it had 2 houses, and they didn't even count the house value at all. And one was a newly built 4.3 or something like that. It was really crazy, 2,500 square feet. And they didn't give us any value for the house in the price.
Okay. All right. Makes sense. Okay. So, well, like Anthony said last week, it's basically like you're getting a free house.
You get a free house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't necessarily negotiate it out. I'd actually negotiate it in and then dig in.
Okay. It's just the biggest thing is just coming up with a value for the house. I guess one of the other things is depending on the condition of the house, like the one we just looked at. I don't think you looked at the Zillow listing, but the house is livable. It doesn't look like anyone's lived there in a while, but it looks livable. So now I guess it just goes back to what, most of my experience is based on, is just being able to evaluate what a house could sell for renovated, but then now we got to get an as is price, what it is right now, based on how much land will come with it. So then obviously you start to run the numbers on the land, in addition to that. So
so whenever you get something like that, you always want to look at it. So the house is worth 250 and the land's worth 150 per 10 acre tract. Boom, you got 6 tracts. That's you do the math and you kind of break it all out, and then figure out where you can create margin in between it. So you kind of have to evaluate all parts of the property to figure out where your numbers are.
Okay. If you're going to do a ghost ad, and what he means by that, guy, you're basically just putting up an ad. You're not really giving do you even give the location or just an area or something?
We will sometimes say it's like, hey, we have 10 acres with 500 feet of frontage for X in this area, and we'll just kind of see where it is, and we'll get a nondescript, whether it's wooded or flat or farmland, like Sharon says. We'll just kind of put a picture of random farmland and see what comes in.
Okay. I do put an image up there. Okay. All right. So yeah, just going to Sharon's question. Do you buy farmland? Absolutely.
Yeah. There's a lot of baby boomer property being they're just changing hands for the next 20 years. So there's a lot of opportunity out there. If you're open to do this, there's a lot of opportunity coming our way. And I think we're going to be in a really good position for a very long time doing land.
Okay. Yeah. They say that's the big transfer of wealth. Yeah. They own a lot of stuff, and real estate is one of the stuffs that they own. They own a lot of stuff. All right. Most of everything. Do you have a mentor program or something? All right. So I'm assuming they're talking to you. This is Jacob Dalton. I've learned good mentors are the most important valuable things in a business and in life. Do you have a mentor program or something similar that you offer?
Yes, you can go to hivemindinvest.com. We have some of our courses there, and then we do a weekly mastermind as well.
Okay. All right.
You got one more?
No, that was the 67. That was it. That was it. I wish we could pull up Courtney's, but I don't think we can't access the address, guys.
If you're still there, put it in again. See if we can find it.
See if it'll let you put it in there again, Courtney. We would like to take a look at it.
Absolutely. Yeah, so it's any type of land. So I know we mentioned this every while, but just kind of reiterate it. We're looking for large acreage, 20 acres or more in Texas. And then if it's already cut up into multiple parcels, for instance, we bought a 350 acre deal last year. It was like 3 parcels, but they literally gave us 2 houses with it. And one of the houses was on a 1 acre tract. So we immediately sold that. So it's really cool when you get big opportunities like that sometimes it's already cut up and you can just sell it off. You don't have to do anything for it. And it's just there.
Have you all ever like we'll just use that as an example. So did you all cut it up in the tracks, do the surveys and everything and sell it yourselves, or you just got a really good price and just flip the whole thing?
That one was a little bit of both. We sold off, it was a 350 acre tract. We sold off I think like 75 acres, and then there was a big buyer that came bought the rest. So
Okay.
It was a little bit of hybrid, and then we sold off the houses separately. So it's one of those things where you can, if a big enough buyer comes in and bounce it all, they can have it. I'm not going to say no.
Yeah, I guess what I was thinking is you basically create the vision. You find the opportunity to create the vision instead of going through the 6 to 8 month process to sell each 10 acre tract or whatever you break them down to. You've just created the value because some people don't even know you can do that, right?
Absolutely.
And you create the value. We'll just say the spread would be in a range of maybe $150,000, but I guess it'd be similar if someone here found an opportunity for you guys, you would just peel them off up on the front end if that's what they want on an agreed amount, and then you would take it to the finish line or whatever. So.
Yeah, absolutely. We've done a lot of different type of transactions. So sometimes we do assignment fees, which is pretty standard. One of the guys we're working with right now, we're doing like 2 deals with him right now. He's like, on the next one, just pay me in land. I'm like, okay. So he wants a chunk of the deal free and clear for bringing the opportunity. And then we can pay. Like I said, I tell people this. So we can pay you in assignment fee. We can pay you in cash. We can pay you in notes. And we can pay you with property. So however you want to get paid, you can get paid on it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Courtney said 1 sec, so hopefully he'll post it here. My guys, make sure you like and share this. Subscribe to the channel. Help us out on the algorithms here. He didn't post it yet, though. Okay. Jacob said I like it. All right. Well, Courtney, your second may be up. Not sure what's happening. But anyway, so with that being said, guys, I was somewhat rushed because I was trying to. I didn't get in as many properties I like to review as I normally do. Just trying to set this up here. I'm in between office and transition or whatever. So,
if you like videos like this, go watch the previous lives. We covered more like this.
Oh yeah. So somebody said, how do you feel about the Kentucky market?
I'm open to doing land anywhere. Some people sent me some deals in Colorado and Atlanta, so I'm open to doing those opportunities. North Carolina, Florida. We just did a deal in Florida, so I'm kind of open to any market at this point. Just looking for more opportunities in the land space. If it comes with a house, I will take it. But I'm not necessarily looking for house opportunities unless it comes with big land.
Mm-hmm.
That's a different type of opportunity. There's like Kentucky. One thing about Kentucky, North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina is you're going to have even Tennessee. They're really great markets, but they're very terrain oriented. So that's one thing that scares me when I do land, especially those type of markets, is the terrain could be insane. So I'm a little bit more conservative when we're looking at those markets. I'll tell you right now, we definitely are, just because I'm not familiar with the terrain out there. Because you can buy a lot that's 5 acres and then immediately drops down a hill, you know. And not you can do something with it. And this is one thing I say is that everything is developable, everything is worth something. It just depends on where it is and the price. That is the main thing. So I always equate this to like Hollywood. If anyone's ever been to Hollywood and like Hollywood Hills, they're literally houses built on the side of a mountain. And it's insane. You can go on Zillow, check out some of the houses that are for sale. They're literally built on the side of the mountain. There'll be like a little tiny footprint on the front of the street, and then it goes 4 floors down. Like it's literally off a cliff, and they built a house off a cliff. So that area is really, because of where it is, people are willing to pay to engineer and solve that issue to build on a cliff. So it makes sense to. But in some places like Kentucky and North Carolina, it's not going to make sense to. So it stays raw land forever till that need arises to change that into something specific. So everything is worth something. It just depends on location, which is the basis of the state.
Yeah. One of the things people are surprised about when they come here in Birmingham is it's hilly, and you'll see houses, they would literally be, you look out the back door and it drops off 200 feet, but those are some of the more expensive houses in the market or whatever. So it's just relative. I would never want one like that, but so but some people like that view, I guess you would call it, or whatever. So Courtney said he may have to email it. I don't know if he has yet, but we have a couple more questions. Phil says, Flipman I guess you show investment how many land flippers in Riverside County, California. Yeah, we'll pull up people that have bought land in Riverside. I'm sure. It's just a little different. I guess you can always reach out to them and see if they're interested in buying more or whatever, but you have all kind of people that buy land. It's not like the same when you think about people that buy houses for investment. Land flippers are different because it just fits so many different types of people that are looking for a particular tract of land or whatever, versus just a normal someone that does fix and flips or rentals for houses or whatever. So am I wrong in that, Dan?
Yeah, there are specific, and I think California is a different animal in the land space in general. I live in California, but I don't necessarily invest here because everybody has this hyperinflated value of what they think things are worth. It's so funny out here. Like people are like, oh, I have an X, I'm just going to charge X. And the reason why they can do that is because there's developers that will come in and just buy and pay X for it, whatever the X multiple is. They'll come in and buy it, and it doesn't even make sense. Like it's a different breed of investors. I think people that invest in California, they invest in the area because they like the area, but it doesn't make sense, in my opinion, to invest in California because of the ROI is so small. People will buy a 3-cap in California just because it's in a 3-cap in California. Where I tell Ty to look at a 3-cap, and he just doesn't even open the email. I don't even look at the email. But people out here in California, they're eating that stuff up. Like there's duplexes for $700,000 out here. Like it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for people that invest for ROI. Yeah. So it's really hard to make sense of what investors want out here.
Yes, a lot of speculation. There's
a lot of speculation.
And the speculation is very, very high out there. But on the flip side of that, if you find a deal, that means you're gonna make a lot of money.
It's one of those things, man. California is a very specific market. I think all these high price markets like Seattle and San Francisco and just mostly all of California, they have this high speculation effect that people are willing to pay more for it, and it doesn't make sense in my head. I still can't make sense of it. But this is one of the things where us as investors / wholesalers, we don't have to make sense of it. We just have to know where that margin is, and that's how we make money. We don't have to make sense of it though.
Okay, Courtney, we finally got Courtney's.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I just put the address in there.
Okay.
Zillow link. I guess I can add that too.
So it was missing the 223.
Yeah. I know what he was trying to do with it.
Yeah. That's the main thing. California is a different animal.
Mm-hmm.
It's like New York, New Jersey. It doesn't have to make sense. Those people are ridiculous sometimes. Okay, so this is a 10-acre lot in Beaumont. All right, let me share screen. Does it have anything else on this besides price or anything? Oh, there it is.
Did he say? What did he say?
Yeah.
What did he say? 200K. Yeah.
That's what they want.
Mm-hmm. He says it's a 10-acre lot with a smaller 5 next to that will be combined 15 acres. Wants 200,000.
I don't see what other lots we're talking about. I see the 10-acre, but I don't see that owner owning anything else in the area or right next to it.
Let me see.
All right, let me share screen. Let's just look at it. All right. So it's this lot itself. I don't see a Mary Brown owning anything else next to it. Might be this one. I don't know. I don't see it though. All right, so Mary Brown. Okay, you see this little cut right through it? That is something. As far as what it is, I'm guessing a pipeline or some type of easement. Where it's some type of easement, whatever this is. Contour lines. It's pretty flat.
Remind me to come back to contours.
To cover what that is.
Yeah, whenever we figure this out.
Okay. I don't know what easement this is, but there's an easement cutting through it. And it's probably electric or something. But there's an easement cutting through it. So that's number one that I see. Contours is the topography of the lot, which is pretty fine too. Frontage is good because you see it cuts off the front.
What are those smaller parcels? How big are they?
This is a 2-acre lot.
Okay, 2-acre lot. Okay.
So hypothetically, you could cut this into 4 2.5-acre lots, and that's probably what somebody could do. But you have the time to do so, and will they give you the time to do so? So if not, you have to buy it and then do it. Mm-hmm. So hypothetically, this is Arp, Texas. Let's see how far we are. So we're west of Overton, and we're east of Tyler. Okay. All right. Let's look at this. All right. Let's look at Arp, Texas. We're looking for 10 acres. This is 1020. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, so 10-acre lot is 150. So this one's asking 330. Let's look at it. Sold. We got 17. Looks like somebody bought and listed it. That's what they bought it for. So they bought it for 250 and trying to sell it for 330. That is what you call a wholesale. Somebody's trying to wholesale this for $19,000 an acre. Let's see when they bought it. This is funny. I like when I see opportunities like this. So they bought it, and it's not even a wholesale. That's just it was a bad buy. That's what I see. So they bought it at 22, and then they tried to sell it again for a little bit more in 2024. All right, so that's not really good comp. They're probably overreaching a little bit. All right, let's see if I zoom out a little bit, see what we get. So they're asking 200. I don't know if it's 10 or 15 acres, but they're asking 200. That is not a good sign because they sold that for 10,000 an acre. So one, I look at they're possibly overpriced. They're 16K an acre. They're still asking 20, so they're definitely overpriced. Number one. Number two, maybe let's see if maybe it's worth it if they cut it down to 2.5. Let's see if that makes it worth it. But even then, they still have to give you time to cut it up, or you have to buy it. So this is one for 60. Remember, we can get 4 lots. It's 240. Still not worth it in my opinion. Courtney, I hope this answers your questions. They're trying to sell it for 72. Hypothetically, if they sold it for 72 and we got 4 lots, that's still 280.
Mm-hmm.
Not really worth it in my opinion. So as a 10-acre lot, it's a no, and as 4 2.5s, it's still a no.
Well, what would you say? You want to double? You want it to at least double?
Yeah, you want to be at 50 to 60 cents on the dollar, because the whole way this works is you don't want to be stuck holding the bag. Us as investors do not like losing, and you don't want to lose your investor capital. I don't, at least. You know, it's not on purpose. So if I can buy 50 to 60 cents on the dollar, if I could liquidate it at 80 to 90 cents, I'm still in the money. I got 30% margin on what I think it could be worth. But you guys want to make sure you cover yourself minimally, that you're not buying bad deals. And that's why I don't buy every deal from a wholesaler. And I tell them that I have to get these deals super deep. Not that I'm going to max value it. It's just I have to make sure my capital is covered when I do buy.
Yeah, in case you make a mistake, you might not make as much money as you thought you were going to make, but you're not going to lose any money.
That's it. Yeah. And that's it.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose. Losing is bad, and losing in land is really, really bad. I had a lead come in a couple months ago. This investor convinced other investors to buy like 300 acres of land in Texas. They paid full market value for it. It wasn't the best layout, had some flood zone, and they were looking to liquidate after a year, trying to get their money out of it. Based off of, they bought it for like $13,000 an acre. And I'm like, if I were to sell this thing, I would sell it at 12 right now. So I would need to be around 6 to 7. And they're like they bought it way too high. Yeah. And I'm like, and I told them straight up, because I actually met with the investors. I was like, somebody's taking a loss on this. It's just the bottom line. Like, you can hold out and wait out longer, but if you want to sell in the next 12 months, somebody's taking a loss. And I don't like saying that. It just is what it is. If you want to exit, like, land is very illiquid. So if you're having to liquidate that position, you're gonna lose some money for sure. So this is why buying at a good price is so paramount, because you don't want to lose money.
Christine's question, probably can ask Dan if they buy raw land. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. That a developers would be interested in buying to put a whole community, like about 400 acres. Well, that's literally what we're talking about, Christine. Still, just the numbers just have to make sense, based on location and everything that goes into developing a property. Just that's a vague question, but to answer your question, yeah, of course, the numbers work.
So the development is one of those things where the developer has taken all that risk. and they have to bring on risk capital for it. If they bring in a bank, the bank's only allowing 50%, and they still have to bring 50% capital to buy that property. So then it comes down to what's the end result? What is the end result? So if you have enough pull and buying power, you can kind of create and do whatever you want. So like think of like a big corporation like Samsung or Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX, any of his operations. He can go to any town in Texas and essentially pop it up and make it a boom town because he has the pull power to bring population, jobs, restaurants, everything to that market because he has that type of pull power as not even a developer, but as a business owner, you know. Whereas other people, if you're just a mom and pop and like, I'm going to make this to the next Hollywood, like you really better be careful and you might lose a lot of money because not a lot of people are going there. So like I equate this to, I watch Mr. Beast videos all the time, but Mr. Beast is based out of North Carolina, I believe. And he's gotten so big that he's servicing the local economy in his own little way because he's providing so many jobs. You know what I mean? So that's a different type of power that if you can bring the jobs, you're gonna need housing. If you need housing, you can provide housing, restaurants, and the jobs. And now you have a community. You don't have a community unless you have all those things already there or you have the ability to bring it there.
Yeah.
And that's a different type of development. So a lot of developers, they like developing in areas that are already up and coming or they're already up there, that they're already partially developed because there's no guesswork. But it's hard to buy 400 acres in the middle of nowhere and make it something.
All right. Jacob, so how do you feel about the Burr method? You know, it's not really my thing, but people build fortunes around it. So it's just so many ways to make money with real estate, Jacob. You know, so just depending on what your end game is. All right. Let me see. I know about wholesaler owner, financing triple net, self-directed RAs. I'm stuck in the loop of going and knowledge, but not looking steps. Let me put it up on my screen to get my first deal. Yeah, it just sounds like T-Sean, you're full of information. You're just gonna have to choose a path. You know, it sounds like you need to just choose one path, right? Don't worry about the other stuff right now. Make something work with one strategy and move forward on that and just be dedicated to it. None of this stuff is easy. You know, it's simple sounding or whatever. Don't confuse simple with being easy by any means. So, but yeah. All right. So I think we addressed everybody's either a comment or question that they had here. We're about an hour in. So again, guys, we really appreciate Daniel sharing his valuable knowledge, you know, again this week. One of the guys from Hive Mind. Again, you can tell them how to reach you, Dan.
Yeah, so I'm Daniel Hivemind on all platforms personally, but you can go to hivemindinvest.com. It kind of has everything that we do and how we do it. If you have any deals opportunities, send it to Ty or me, and we'll see if we can get something working. But we do deals all over the United States, mostly in Texas though, but we're open to any other state. And if you have any opportunities and get your first land deal done, hit us up.
Boom. All right, guys. Again, we appreciate everyone that joined us. Subscribe, like, share, and hopefully we'll see you on next week. Thanks.
Thank you.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash.